has been emphatic.
Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
Yeah, he gets top marks for that finish. I honestly thought his odds weren't that good.
Looking at a different game now.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop. Just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Surely now! It's run loose. Oh, it's fallen loose again! That could spell trouble. And this is Cruyff. And the finish! And he's gone looking for safety. Chance here to counter. Rui Costa will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Tries to cross. That has earned a reprieve for the time being. Probing pass. Baresi gets over and intercepts. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Now that's a fine ball.
Eto'o really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
That's a dangerous ball. It's Eto'o! And he was there to get a vital touch.
I think he's done great, both reading it and dealing with it.
Keeper has taken decisive action. River Plate have the chance to go the other way. Oh, that's clever. Kicks out brilliantly. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. Pirlo conjures time and space where few can. Just 5 minutes left until the break. There's a chance for a shot! And it's hit the woodwork and out! Superb goal! Right place, right time, and a fine instinctive finish.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
River Plate leading now.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
We are into stoppage time. Cruyff. That brings the first half to a close. Well, the scoreline at half-time, a fair reflection of things overall, you'd have to say that. There was certainly no lack of effort or endeavour in the first half. Caution certainly not on the agenda here from both sides.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They want a good start to the second half.
So that's how it stands at half. Tries a shot! And yes, it's there! Once more they've done it! They just will not lie down!
Yeah, and it's very much deserved in the circumstances. In these games, it's so tempting to maybe get a little sorry for yourselves, but there's none of that.
And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a double. Finishing it off was quite simple after that.
Quite a game this, all square again. Puskás! Superb from Puskás! Oh, it really is a finish on the highest order. And they've got their lead back. Oh, delicious, such devilish curl.
And you can see he meant every bit of that, Peter. He had his head up as he went to hit it. He knew his landscape.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the number one contender, and he's done it again. That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away, and eventually you might just get that little break.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
That's gone loose. And so, he's gone for goal. Now, who's going to be first to this? Rummenigge has found the net here, of course. Great ball if he can get there. And this is Eto'o. Shot could be on. And Cruyff! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Rummenigge. Eto'o. Oh, he's defended very well against those tricky feet.
Well, there's plenty to like about this approach. Get your head down, keep battling away, and eventually things might change for you.
Time is running out here.
Well, I like to see, Peter, that they haven't given up yet, so the spirit burns on.
Robertson has it in a wide position.
River Plate nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle has been indicated.
Cruyff, of course, a dribbler of outlandish ability. And here's Eto'o. Oh, he's got a sight of goal. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. England were involved in a great game here, unpredictable in so many ways, but in the end they fell just short. Effort unrewarded. height, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. There's the whistle, and here we go. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
This guy, Grealish, has been hugely impressive with the way he's matured. A wonderful passer and able to just dribble past people without necessarily having any real pace to do that. He loves exerting his influence.
And Shevchenko!
And he looked every bit the assured keeper there. Really anticipated that well, didn't he? Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage and it's time for them to use it.
And he's taken no chances there. That's put paid to the danger. He's chosen to go back. Rui Costa tries to pass it through. Eto. He's well positioned. Can he finish? Oh, he has absolutely drilled that.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Quarter of an hour played. And now a sudden chance to counter. Oh, easy pickings there. Totti, who needs just a moment to score a goal. Diouf. Still goalless. There will be a throw-in. Vieira plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. This is Batistuta. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Grealish. And he's had it nicked away. He's a sharp little ball here. Aims beyond the defence. Now it's Eto. He's found a way through. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Mito Hollyhock are inclined to exhibit a more cavalier approach to the game, Jim.
Yeah, possession-based football can be expansive and stylish, provided you have enough ballers in your team and someone who can dictate the tempo. It's not a style that anyone can necessarily play easily, Peter.
Deftly away. Rijkaard. There's no such thing as a bad time to score, but this would sure be a good time. And it's Totti, looking for options for movement. Orezi. Grealish. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Wide and in space. The referee says that is that for the first time. Well, it was a half of could haves and should haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here.
Security staff for each block.
So neither side yet off the mark.
After all that probing and testing the waters, here's hoping for a more open second half.
So we are still where we were at the beginning. It is 0-0 at the break. into the second half. Both sides defensively robust up to now. Muscular approach does pay off here. Now he's off and running. Pinches it off him. Totti.
That will annoy the manager. They're making themselves too predictable here.
Oh, it's a great ball here. And he's there to belt it away. Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
Slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Now it's Totti. Totti, good driving run. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. He's quick to return it. Quality ball. And it's Rijkaard. Shifting it to the flank. Zanetti has it in a wide position. Grealish! Well, now it's a race for the ball. And again! Now he wants to get in on the act here.
Peter Hollyhock really can be very happy with the way they're going about things, Peter. They'll want to capitalise on this good spell, though.
Well into the second half, and still there's nothing between them. That's been cut out, well played.
Peter Hollyhock clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Just eases him off the ball. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Now it's Totti. Grealish. Nicely weighted ball.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
That's a nicely shaped ball. Eto'o has the space to scheme. Eto'o! And that is quite wonderful! That is a gem! An absolute gem! A goal on a landmark occasion for this man who makes his 50th sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Just think, they maybe hit a one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other. And it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react. There's only one word to describe that: clinical.
England have broken through. It's 1-0.
You have to credit the desire we've just seen here, Peter. The desire to stick to your task and keep on chipping away. Some might have backed off, but not this lot. This is very impressive.
Now it's Eto'o. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Relief, finally. Now at last they can enjoy the taste of victory. Fingernails bitten to the quick, but they have got over the line. Quite a ride. Eto'o picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. England have done it. is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff.
We're talking a genuinely stylish player here in Frank Rijkaard.
And the shots!
And he was there to get a vital touch. Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Barcelona with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. It's gone for a throw-in. Through here. Great chance! It's scored!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate. On heels rather than toes.
It was easy. Almost too... Keen save.
Van Basten actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
That's a reprieve for the time being. Pirlo. Oh, that's delightful. Cruyff. No way through. England currently a goal to the good. And with the line, it's Van Basten! Well, now it's a race. Oh, what has happened here? And he's straight offside. Cruyff. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Quick look, thought about cutting inside. It is a corner, good chance. It's their second corner of the game.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Cruyff. Cruyff going face to face with his great rival.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Ronaldinho touches it back. He'll try from distance. Well, the contact was true enough. The aim wasn't quite.
I think it was one of those, Peter, where he's caught it too well. He's not even looking at the keeper, so he knew where everything was.
Turns back here, probably the best option. It's Rui Costa. And it's played forward. It's a sharp little ball here. Cruyff. He's going for goal! Fine stop from the keeper.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Corner number 2 then. Gone looking for safety. Araujo is a man so notably robust and resolute in his defending.
Well, that was well positioned and well pitched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
He has found the way through. Chance! And again! It's a goal! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser.
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop.
Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time. That is the end of the first half. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. So we reach the halfway point.
Well, you have to ask questions how this has stayed 1-1, Peter. I do think, though, that the way spaces have been found in key areas with relative ease will be a real concern, something that needs addressing, and fast.
Well, it's been intriguing stuff so far, and it's 1-1 at the break. Both teams hoping for a pick-me-up in the second half.
Substitution.
So we're into the second 45. That's been won straight back. That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. He's shifting through the gears here. Yep. Real chance! Goal!
Oh, he's quite the pro. The speed and sharpness in his game gives him an advantageous edge, and he applies it with lethal effect. He's class, real class.
And that really is so impressive.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
Takes a shot! Zanetti gets it clear. Silvestre, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. That's a cute ball. Just about up to the hour now. And it's Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho! And yes, it's there! 2 up, in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. The angle was unkind, but he has hit the spot.
Peter, you have to have a certain imagination to produce the incredible, and that was incredible.
So the lead now is 2.
They've seen the light, and the opposition have been left in the dark.
Rui Costa. Nice bit of skill, and he's away. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Now, can they get him away? He's looking wide. That's a shade optimistic. Rijkaard. It's Rui Costa. That looks a decent ball. This might be having a shot! Oh, super goal! He's got himself an absolute peach. And in that moment, he has his 50th goal. Whoever is in his path, he will always find a way.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
England cut their deficit and look raring to go again.
Oh, they'll just be praying that one more chance falls their way before the whistle goes.
There's a look out. That's put pay to the danger. Pirlo. Oh, it's fantastic.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
Done. The pass is intercepted. Marquinhos quick the clearance. And this is Eto'o. Eto'o! Nearly, but not quite.
Yeah, typically for him, that was the...
And that is the final whistle. England can look back at this result with regret. A front foot start, but they were ultimately made to pay for their inability to kill it off.